Okay, now I'll put my hat on for... I've been great. I have been fortunate to be voted in to be head of Department of Accounting and Finance. Let's have a conversation here now. Okay? Hello. I'm supposed to be head of the Department of Accounting and Finance, so I better do it, right? I need to behave like a head, right? Is that right? Okay. All right. So I want to have a personal conversation with you now, as a student. Okay. And here's the conversation. All right. Are you ready? All right. How many of you have been in a lecture where the lecturer, I know the first 20 minutes is okay, but then it got a bit boring and your mind wandered a little bit and, let's get the smartphone out and see what's going on. Put your hand up if you've been through that before. I know, I understand. And I don't blame you. All right? No, Sadia's lectures are good, I know. All right? I don't blame you. But here is what I want to challenge you with. I want to challenge you with the following. All of you, I mean everyone in this room, every one of you can do, it's a 3-year degree, am I right? Every one of you can complete this degree in 18 months. The content in this degree. Yes, you can. In 18 months. All right? It all gets down to how productive you manage your time. Yes, sir.
I don't know, is it legal?
Maybe not illegal, right? But here's my point. No, I want you to think. I want you to think creatively here. The content that we are giving you, any university gives you around the world, you can learn in half the time. Okay? Now, so why is it that you're taking 3 years? You figure that out. You are filling up your 3 years with watching TV, doing social media, doing, all the other things. All right? You add up the next 3 years, what percentage of time you spend not studying the material. And I can bet your bottom dollar it's going to be more than 50% of the time. Now, logically, if it's 50% of the time, that means you can cover all this material, learn it, understand it in 50% of the time. So, here is what I want to challenge you with. Here is what I want to challenge you with. All right? Next time you feel bored in the lecture, put your hand up, just like you did. Put your hand up, ask a question. Ask a question. Challenge yourself to ask questions. You are allowed to ask questions in the lecture. This is not a one-way. This is 2018 now. Okay, this is not 1970s. You are allowed to ask questions. Don't you want to learn? And if you don't ask a question, that's going to slow down your learning. Okay? Now, for some of you, you're probably nervous about asking questions. But you just got to challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to think productively. Because here's the deal. In 3 or 4 years' time, when you go for a job interview, here is what's going to happen. If you have not challenged yourself to think productively, to be agile, and to be able to ask questions on the spot, you will fail. You will fail the job interview. Because you will not be able to project your individual identity and personality as different from anyone else. The only way that you can start to be different from anyone else is by start asking questions and start to challenge your own thinking about the subject matter. So, do you start rehearsing for interviews in 3 years' time? No. Your interview starts today by putting your hand up and asking questions. And in 3 years' time, after you practice, you go on a job interview, you're ready. You think on your feet, you can be agile, you can ask questions. And you don't care if you don't get the job because you know you are the best that you can be because you have challenged yourself for 3 years. The other option is don't do anything, sit back, say nothing, spend half your time with social media. 3 years' time, oh, I've got a job interview next week. Oh, I better start rehearsing. You go on the job interview, after 1 week of rehearsing, you will fail. My last point to think about, I want you to think, this is for you, not for me. I don't care if you don't do an accounting major, but you are the future. Right? First point, you can do all this unit in half the time. Okay? All the content. Right? The second point, how many of you are recording today's talk?
And constant recording as well.
Recording. You have a smartphone, right? And you're not recording it? Like, haven't I got anything good to say? I know that... Sorry?
On pen and paper. Is it
Recording, make notes is great. Okay, but this is the most powerful weapon every one of you have. All right? Yes, sir.
I heard it's illegal to record here.
Is it?
Yeah.
Who said it's illegal?
I've been told today it's illegal to record lectures.
Not if the lecture said it's okay, it's okay. You should record. You should. I have been recording for the last 20 years. Every talk, wherever I go, I record everything. Now, here's the point. 95% of what I record turns out to be rubbish. But that 5%, I listen to it 10 times, 15 times, 20 times. They are gems. I've got gems in this that I'd never have if I hadn't had that practice of recording. I use it for my personal use. I don't put it on YouTube or social media. I don't need it for that. Okay? I just want you to think about, you have this technology and you don't use it. All right? There are many other ways you can use technology to help yourself to be productive, ask questions. So in summary, as head of department, all right, so I implore you to challenge yourself, ask questions. Ask questions. You are allowed to ask questions. And use this technology. Find out productive ways of using your technology. Okay? Because when you record, maybe in 5 weeks' time, on the weekend before this exam, and you're thinking, oh, I need to get motivated. I can't get motivated. Put your hand up if you have trouble getting motivated on the weekends. I know where you are, okay? So maybe you played back the recording of the lecture, it gets you in the mind. And maybe that's the difference between you getting an A and getting a B. And that's all you need the recording for. It just gets you by on that one day that you feel down. That one day you feel down. And then this comes to the rescue. That's all. It's all about preparation. Okay? Be patient, but start preparing for your job interview today. Asking questions, find productive ways to use your mind. Okay? Finally, as a department, I've told all the staff we need to be ready for the future. Because my friend at KPMG in Hong Kong, he came off a consulting assignment last year for an insurance company. They cut staff from 4,000 down to 400. Why? They used AI. AI just came in to replace customer management interface, blog. Yes, sir.
what kind of AI were they using?
Oh, more details later. I'll find out about that. But I just want to show you that this is some of the consulting work that these big four firms are involved with. And now KPMG is one of the big four firms in the world. They're only hiring 1,000 graduates next year in China, for all of China. That is much less than previously. Okay? So your job prospects in 3 or 4 years' time is likely to be disrupted. So you need to get ahead. How do you get ahead? Do what I say. Ask questions. Find productive ways to use that technology you have. For our department, we are creating a FinTech course that we're going to be starting off next year. It will be an elective. And the year after that, we hope to make it compulsory for all accounting and finance students, because we want our department to change with the disruptive forces that are impacting on your future job opportunities. And we need to help prepare you. So with that, happy to take questions, but thank you for listening to me today. Thank you. Okay. Yes, sir.
So on the fintech course, could you give us a brief overview of what it could cover?
Okay, that's a very good question. FinTech course, it's going to be a survey of all of the current issues impacting on FinTech around the world. And so in other words, it's not going to be the heavy IT approach where you come out at the end being able to program and make your own FinTech app, which is what SMU is doing in Singapore at the moment. We're consulting with them. Ours is more going to be to build your awareness of all the 10 different areas of FinTech, including blockchain, mobile payments, and crowdfunding, and there's a whole 10 areas. And students will come in. We will bring in entrepreneur practitioners to speak to students, and also students will have to pitch a business model at the end of that course. But you will not be taught programming in the IT sense, like Python and all this other, app programming and things like that, which they currently do in SMU in Singapore. Very good question. I love your questions. One last question at the back? Anyone? Anyone like to challenge me? No? Okay. If you see me around, okay, say hello. Happy to speak with you. I just love inspiring students. Yes. Email. Yes, of course. My Monash email, head of department, you can find that easy. But to help you is Neil, Neale, O'Connor, Oconnor. That's it, monash.edu. Okay, so my name, Neil.O'Connor at monash.edu. Okay, happy to hear from you. If you've got any questions, fire away. Okay, thank you everyone, thank you.